That's 5:59 on my watch.
59.
No Travis tonight?
Cougar time, that's the way we gotta go.
Cougar time.
Because of
We
YouTube?
can go. It's okay. It doesn't have to be right at.
Now it's 6.
Don't forget to go.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Planning and Zoning Commission special meeting for Thursday, April 6th. Going down our agenda, we have an established quorum. We have no minutes to approve. Recognizing any persons not on the agenda? Seeing none. Does anybody on the panel have conflict of interest or ex parte context declarations?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, moving down to number 5. Public hearing and action. Action item for annexation for Gisela Light. A request to annex and zone to C4 2 parcels located at 1125 and 1135 Air Base Road. Mr. Cherry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What you have before you is an annexation application for 2 properties at 1135 and 1125 Air Base Road, proposed to be annexed into the city and zoned C4 heavy commercial. These 2 properties, the one which is directly adjacent to Air Base Road has a office building on it, and I believe the one to the south has an old residential home, which I believe is not occupied right now, but could potentially be occupied. What you have is you have a property owner who is seeking to annex without any immediate plans to redevelop the property, but to keep it as is and to receive city services. We have received commentary from ITD. Their piece of correspondence should have been included in your packet, where essentially they state that if there is to be any significant change of use, any significant expansion and development, that they will need to be notified in case any improvements need to be made. However, given its current form being annexed in, there is no change and they see no issue with the proposed annexation if that is ultimately what City Council chooses to approve. The city staff, we have looked over the comprehensive plan and the future land use map. The future land use map designates this as commercial. That's one of the reasons we are going for the C4 designation, and that everything surrounding the property is also designated as C4 as well. With that, that is all we have. Unfortunately, the applicant is out of state and is unable to attend. We have their correspondence, and even though it was not included with your actual application packet, and it's something that we can certainly provide to you, we do have an affidavit of legal interest from the applicant with them stating that they give consent for the application to take place. The applicant is Miss Gisela Light. She's actually a former planning and zoning commissioner. We were able to have a pre-application meeting with her and other subsequent meetings, and that she does understand what the annexation means, as far as her, after being annexed, being subject to the city property tax. And I believe as well, one of the main pushes for this annexation is next door to the west. We have the United Metals project, who is seeking to bring utilities over, and I believe that they have a private deal between United Metals and Miss Gisela Light for them to give her some compensation for her allowing them to go through her property. With that, that is all staff has at this time, and with the applicant not being present, we open ourselves up for any questions that you may have prior to the public hearing beginning.
I guess the number 1 question that we're going to ask, how's the water?
Oh yeah, it's just one, it's an office building, so
Okay.
the water's fine, so the sewer's fine.
Okay.
Would they have to petition if they do something to, because there's a vacant house on the back property, would that be a separate EDU? If they
Yes.
ever
Yes.
vacate that?
They're not gonna do anything with that right now.
But if they ever do, they would have to come back.
Just like anything else.
Okay.
They would have to apply for all of that. Okay.
Commissioner, you mind if we open up for public hearing? Okay, in that case, I'll go ahead and invite the public to come up. Anybody who has any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to come up. Make sure you sign in. Please state your name, your full name, and your address, please. And we will have a 3-minute
Yes.
for Any comments?
Hi. I'm John Lagon. I'm a member of the West Side Sewer District, but I'm here only as a citizen.
Okay.
Okay. I know that the contract between the city and the West Side Sewer District says that they'll work together in good faith. Giselle Light needs a sewer hookup. Where she needs it used to be a West Side Sewer District line that we've given to the city. And we were just wondering if you can let her hook up to it and still stay county. She wants to stay county. She doesn't want to be city. And I don't know if you can still transfer from there, from point A to point B, over to United that way or not. Okay, where am I at? Oh, sorry about that, I lost my place. She was told she could get the sewer hookup if she annexed in. That was by suggestion of the city council. She wishes to stay county. I think it would show a good faith on the city part to give her the hookup and stay county. Just as West Side Sewer District allowed Colthorpe Commons 64 EDUs on our infrastructure. It's supposed to be good faith back and forth. And with that infrastructure, they're going to get 64 EDUs at $4,200 a piece. That's $268,000 that the city gets that we don't. I also know that the West Side Sewer District allows more waste through their lines than they put in themselves. All the other infrastructure we've given them on the back by 5th Street and all that, and all the other stuff coming through our lines. They have more units than we do. And no problem with us. We allow it. I personally was told by a city official that they would not annex anyone unless they wanted to be annexed in. But now they're saying to be in the district, they want you to, and they're suggesting that she do that. So, in good faith, grant this person a hookup at the rate of $4,200. You'll still collect it. The city still collects her hookup fee because it's your infrastructure, since it was given to the city by West Side Sewer District. Please make the city officials' words stand. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Anybody else?
No, I'm not gonna regurgitate what you just said.
In that case, then I'll go ahead and close public hearing and commission. So, talk to me about that.
Well, yeah, I guess I can. I mean, previously, we do have quite a few hookups that are like down Daniels Road, which is South 18th, that are out of the city, that are hooked up onto our system. So we do have some. I don't know, I mean, that was a previous board, or a previous council, so, I mean, this was a council, we actually brought that forward to the last council meeting to let this property hook up into city services and still stay in the county. The council denied that, so an option was to annex. And so when I spoke to Miss Light, she did say she was planning on sometime annexing, so it's just a little sooner than she wanted to. So, you know, she's the one that she initiated the annexation. So, and I guess kind of was, you know, that's what she needed to do to get her sewer. So, it's with that. So, kind of the story behind what happened with that, you know, United Metals was bringing the sewer from on the south side of American Legion and bringing it through the two properties, bring it all the way to their west side of their property, which we end up taking it over. So it's a benefit to the city to have them putting in all the infrastructure for us, getting the easements and going through everything. It just happened that where that property's septic system was, happened to be right, the only place that that line could go, right through the middle of the septic. So it went through her drain field, so she was not able to, or that property was not able to hook up back onto a septic system, which would have been fine. It stayed in the county. We do have, it's one of those things, we do allow septic systems in the city, but if you are within 300 feet of a main, you need to, actually it's 250 feet of a main, then you need to get your service to that main, which, well, it's right through the property. So that is a situation where you cannot have a septic system, because it's,
Who put the main in?
The main was put in by, I think, what is it, Mountain Companies, whoever contracted for United Metals to put it in. So
And it's going through her property?
it's going, so United Metals negotiated an easement between the property that's in between Meadows. So Meadows Trailer Park, there's the existing manhole is on the east side of their property. So part of their annexation agreement was that they were going to bring the sewer all the way to the west side, so we can continue annexing properties down American Legion, not American Legion, Air Base Road, to be able to service those properties. So commercially, it's beneficial to the cities to keep bringing commercial properties as we keep moving west down Air Base Road. So they negotiated the easements between the first property and this property, got it to their property, and they're pushing it all the way to, part of their annexation agreement was to get it all the way to the west side, so whoever hooks up, as it keeps moving down, those people are going to be able to keep putting the sewer main down Air Base Road all the way out to, to the corner of Highway 51. I mean, it doesn't need to go, there's already one right there, but that would be the best thing, because then we don't have to go back up. Because at Highway 51, it actually crosses Air Base Road into west, it stays in ours, and then it goes through Windmere, and then it jumps into West Side Sewer, and then jogs back around, and so that's kind of how it goes. And it comes actually to the manhole that's on the west side, or the east side of the property of, what is that? I just said it, Meadows.
Meadows.
That's how it all goes. All of that goes to that manhole and goes out. So this is just working, going that way. So that's the reason why we asked for basically the city asked, get these easements through there. So that's where it was, and it just happened to go through there. So that's why the city asked the council to agree to let them stay county, but that was council decision that they wanted them to annex.
Do you have a copy of the affidavit?
The affidavit, not my person. What I would recommend as a recommendation, if you choose to move this forward, that the affidavit has to be present.
Okay. For me, I think that's a big thing. I mean, hearing from the public that there's now contradicting.
Oh, no, and we don't want contradictory items at all. I would just base any recommendation you have. Obviously, we're looking at land use, but we don't force annex. We don't do any sort of zoning entitlement to someone's land without the owner's, without their full permission.
And she would have been here, but she's out of country, so she's.
And we want to have that fully understood. I would just have a condition, be very blunt, that we have to have notarized documentation that this is indeed the wishes of the property owner.
Okay.
Can I make a statement?
Sorry, can't.
Why can't he?
No.
There's only this many here, why can't he come in
Public
here?
hearings.
Because the public hearing's closed.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm learning.
It's okay. It's good. Commission, any other questions?
I think that was the biggest one, was because we have that contradictory, like, what is it that she actually wants? Sorry.
Chairman, I had the same concern walking into chambers today about, is this a matter of the tail wagging the dog, information about just referencing back to the city council meeting on March 13th and this topic making its appearance there? Brock was kind enough to catch me up to speed on some of those questions on what has transpired with the property owner. I would certainly also then agree that in order to move this forward, whoever makes the motion, that express consent for this to move forward and the full understanding that she would be subject to impact fees and all those things. While that is outside, and totally acknowledge that is outside the scope of this body's land use, this is a very disjointed instance. And I would like to make sure that those I's are dotted and the T's are crossed if this does move forward.
Agreed. Billy?
Here's the one question I got, Mr. Keaty. So previously, we have people on Daniel Road that you referenced that has sewer, but it's not in a city. So would that create a precedence for this? I know that's not a legal question, I'm just kind of curiosity.
So the biggest part is, as you go down the road, they're not even contiguous. This is a contiguous property, so to the city, so it is annexable. Those other ones would not be annexable as you keep going down Daniels Road because there's nothing to hook to. I mean, well, contiguous. to the city.
Yeah. Okay, if there's no other further questions, Commission, I would entertain a motion. You know you're gonna be the one, so just go ahead and do it.
Thank you for your confidence in me. Okay, so Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I motion to approve the request for annexation and zone to C4. The two parcels are located south of Air Base Road at 1135 and 1125 Air Base Road, contingent on there being express consent via a notarized document, affidavit
Legal interest.
of legal interest from the applicant.
Okay, I have a first, I have a second.
I'll second.
Second by Scott. Let's start with you, Billy.
Aye.
Okay, Christina?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
An aye for me as well. Motion does pass with the conditions in place. With that, we'll go down, no new business, no old business, no department heads, and ladies and gentlemen, we are adjourned at 6:17.
Yay.
There you go.